Hello everybody, I hope everyone is doing well and welcome back. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a full face of first impressions. I have a really fun lineup here. I have a lot of products that I'm really excited about and a few that I'm unsure about, so we'll see how this goes. I'm gonna keep this intro pretty quick, so before we get into it, I would love for you to subscribe if you aren't already. It would mean so much to me, and let's get to it. I do have a drugstore version of this video coming out soon. I'm just waiting on a couple of things, so keep tuned for that in the near future. I don't know exactly when, but it's coming. So the first product I'm going to be trying out today is this Becca Light Shifter Dewing Tint. They came out with 8 shades, and at first I thought this was like a foundation, but it turns out it's their version of a product like the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter or the Auric Glow Lust. I think what I'm going to do first is swatch it beside these two products so we can see the differences, because I'm really curious myself and I know you want to see that process too. So I'm just going to do quick arm swatches and I'll show you a close-up of that. So here are the swatches. So right here is the Hollywood Flawless Filter in the shade 2.5. Then we have Auric right here in the shade Selenite, and then the Becca one in the shade 2.5 as well. I feel like it's more comparable to the Auric one. It feels a little bit more gel-like, or a little thicker, whereas the Charlotte Tilbury one, you can kind of see that it dries down, whereas these ones remain balmy. And I feel like just to my eye, when I look at it super up close, I feel like the pearl in this one is even finer, or it's just a little bit more silver. I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to tell a big difference between these two formulas right now. Okay, I decided to swatch them on my hand. So this hand has the Auric formula, whereas this one has the Becca, and I feel like this one's a lot more sheer and more natural looking, whereas this one has a lot more base pigment to it, and I feel like is a little bit more reflective in a way, whereas this one can pull more skin-like. This one is a little bit more out there, I think. So here are the swatches of the 4 shades I have in front of me. So over here is the shade number 1. This one is 2, this is 2.5, and the last one is 3. So you can see the undertones when I go like this. This is highly uncomfortable for me, but for the video. I'm gonna try the shade number 2 because I'm a little bit nervous that if I go in with number 1, it'll be way too glowy for what I like. So I just squirted some on the back of my hand, and I'm taking my Moda Pro brush. Okay, so there it is on my skin tone. I'm happy I went with this shade. I think this is a good tone for my skin tone. I really like what I'm seeing so far. It does have more of a gel-like texture, which I do enjoy. It's not glittery whatsoever, and you can't really see any of the pearls at all. It just looks very, very glowy. So now for my foundation, I have a couple options here. So I first have the new and improved Sunshine Skin Tint from Milk Makeup. I'm excited to have these back in my collection, I'm not going to lie. I have this YSL Touche Éclat Le Teint, which I don't know if they rebottled this one or if it's like a whole new foundation in itself. And then I also have this Huda Beauty Faux Filter Luminous Matte Foundation, which I'm kind of scared of because I have found that a lot of her foundations break me out, and I'm on such a good skin kick right now. I don't know, I'm nervous. I'm too nervous for that one. And the last one I have is the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. I think I'm gonna go with the Milk Sunshine Skin Tint because I'm excited to have this back in my collection. I did recently get rid of my old one because it was getting a little old, and I have been dealing with acne, and I was a little nervous if there was like trapped bacteria in the little roller ball. It was just time for me to let that one go, but I'm happy that they improved it. So we'll see what happens here. I have the shades Light Medium, Medium, and Sand. I just quickly shade matched myself, and I'm going to be using the shade Sand. I'm gonna apply it directly to my face in the areas where I don't have any acne. This is a really fun experience. It feels like pretty good, honestly. And I'm going to blend that out with my complexion brush from Moda. They updated their formula, and it no longer has any silicone in it, and it has reef safe sunscreen now. It feels less balmy, which I actually don't mind. Wow, that actually is really, really nice. I'm gonna be very, very glowy, especially with that stuff underneath of this. This stuff on its own is usually super glowy, so Def's gonna need some powder today. My skin has been really dry recently because we're in a polar vortex, which, like, what even? But it's, when you go outside, it feels like -40. -40! So I'm just gonna go everything real quick with my dampened sponge. From what I'm seeing right now, it doesn't accentuate any of my drier patches, which is really nice actually. Yeah, like it just glides right over them, makes them look hydrated in a way. Here, I'll give you a nice close-up so you can see my dry spots in all its glory. And for a skin tint, I find that it's quite buildable. Like, you can build the coverage up, which is really nice. I built it up a little bit more in this area like I've been doing, and I'm really happy with my skin finish right now. So the only product I'm missing is a new concealer, so I'm just gonna quickly do that. And I'm just going to throw on the Milk Makeup Flex Concealer. Seems fitting, so I'm gonna do that real quick. So with that Becca product, they also came out with a powder, which is called the Light Shifter Finishing Veil Powder. It says here that it's a weightless setting powder that gives a satiny, smooth, filtered finish, and it looks really interesting. So here it is in the pan. Maybe I'll show you one of the deeper ones so you can see what I'm seeing. But you can see that the powder kind of has a subtle glow to it. So I'm really interested to see how this looks on the skin. And I feel like one of these could actually work as a bronzer. I might try that out today since I don't have a bronzer. I'm gonna try this shade Scattering under my eyes, which is the lightest one, just to set my concealer touch. It's a little texture enhancing under there from what I'm seeing right now. I'm gonna switch to a bigger brush so we can see how it looks on my forehead. Okay, on the face itself, I actually don't mind what I'm seeing. I like how there's a lot of glow still running through it, but it's not a greasy glow at all. It just sets it nicely without looking really matte, and it doesn't look like it's texture enhancing at all. It does look very blurring. So for my bronzer, I'm gonna try out one of these colors. I'm gonna try to go in with this color. We'll see how this goes. This is the shade Vapor. I'm just really curious. This might be a disaster. Who knows? I'm gonna be using my Sephora Precision what is this called again? Airbrush Precision Foundation Brush. This is a discontinued brush, sadly, but I feel like there's a lot of brushes like this out on the market. I'll have to try to find one. Anyways, let's see how this goes. I feel like this would be a really fun bronzer formula since it does have that glow running through it. I kind of like what I'm seeing right now. I'm just going to soften that because I went a little ham there, but I really like the color actually. And we'll see once my skin settles down a little bit, because I always do get a touch red when I put on my bronzer. But I feel like that looks really nice, and I really like the glow that it has. So now for my highlighter, I have this new one from Buxom. This is the Wanderlust Glow Highlighter in the shade White Russian. I've only tried their lip products in the past. I think only their glosses as of yet. I didn't even know they had face products. So I'm excited to see how this goes. I have another one of these Moda Pro Glow brushes. This one's clean. So I'm gonna go in with this. Oh, it has a fragrance to it. I'm just gonna pick up a tiny bit because I feel like this is going to be an intense formula. Oh, it's pink. It's way pinker than I thought. I thought, what? Okay, this is reminding me of 2015 highlighters. It's very intense and kind of chalky. Like, it feels like it's standing off my face a touch. Not a fan of that, and I'm not someone who wears pink highlighters, so I don't think this is going to be a product for me. Looks like I just spread an eyeshadow on my face, like a satin eyeshadow. I don't like that one bit. Just taking my sponge. Yeah, so that highlighter is a no for me. I didn't like its formula, color, or texture. It just is like a satin eyeshadow. I might actually go in with a little bit more of that Becca luminizer, and I'm going to put it on top of that with my beauty blender. Okay, I saved it. It's fine. Okay, I was just examining this powder that I used as a bronzer, and it looks like now that I uncovered the first layer, it looks like there's some glitter running through this product, like little flecks of gold glitter. But I was looking at my face and I do see some like random scattered pieces of glitter but this is just like one right here, and then I can't really find anyone else. So I feel like it just wisps away when you blend it on. I thought that was important to mention if you are against glitter. I think that's funny. Maybe once I get deeper into this product, the more glitter I'll get. I don't know if I just use the top layer that was glitter free. Now moving on to blush. I have two from ColourPop here. I have the shades Out of Sight, which looks like this, which looks like a orangey corally sunburn, suntan kind of shade. And this other one, which is called Foxy, which makes me think of Beyonce and Austin Powers. I'm Foxy Cleopatra, and I'm a whole lot of woman. I feel like I want to go in with Out of Sight. I'm going to be using this Moda Pro Angle Blush Brush. Oh, this does look actually pretty shimmery as well. This one's fairly pigmented. I tapped off a lot of the pigment as well. Let's see if I can save this cheek. Okay, I really like the color of that. The only problem is that it's a glitter bomb on my cheeks as well. Why they do that? I feel like it would have been so cute. I really like this color. I feel like, I guess this isn't the most unique blush color. I feel like there are some similar ones out on the market. My lips are insanely dry. I'm gonna add a little bit of lip balm. This is my favorite right now. It's the Lano Lips 101 ointment. The first thing I did this morning is let out a big yawn and I split my lip so bad. Not a great way to kick off your morning, I will tell you. So now I'm just going to quickly do my brows off camera, and I'm also going to prime my lids with the Fenty Beauty Eye Primer. And while I'm off doing that, please enjoy the brow intermission. My brows turned out very intense today. I used the Precisely My Brow Pencil from Benefit and the Cosmetics Brow Cream. They turned out really intense. I was going to go for the spiky brow again, but it takes a little bit of time and I was a little bit worried that it was going to disrupt the powder I put on my forehead, so I just opted for these brows today. Now moving on to eyes. I have a few options here. Ooh, I don't know what I want to do. I have the new Melt Cosmetics Blueprint collection. Well, I guess it's not, well, it's new. It's a palette form now instead of their stacks. Here it is, all fresh and beautiful. And they also released two of their gel liners. One of them has the shimmer in it and the other is just the flat color. And I also have this little MAC paint pot. Remember the paint pot days? I primed my eyes with the soft ochre paint pot. Vibes. But they came out with some new shades. This one looks really, really pretty. This is the shade Belle Epic, and it's like a really nice rusty color. Look at that. And I've never tried any of their actual colored ones, only soft ochre, which I would use as an eyeshadow primer back in the day, which they actually sent me one. I have another video planned for this eyeshadow palette, so I might concentrate on these creamy products. So I kind of feel like I want to use this all over the lid to start. I assume I'm going to be getting questions to see how this compares to the shade Sienna from Smashbox that I have here. The Smashbox one is far more red based, whereas the MAC one is a little bit more yellow based. So here's Smashbox and here is MAC. I'm going to be taking it on this flat shader brush. Also, my under eyes look horrible. That powder for under eyes is not it. I use this concealer all the time and it's making my under eyes look like turtle shells. It's not it at all. I'm just going to apply this all over the lid before it dries on my brush. Now I'm taking a fluffy brush to kind of diffuse that. Now a clean one to soften that harsh edge. That actually is a pretty bomb eyeshadow formula. I'm kind of tempted to do like a little blue eyeliner. I don't know, but here it is. This is the Melt Cosmetics gel liner in the shade Slate. I love how satisfying that looks in the little pot. Like a little, there it is. Here it is, very sheared out. So you can use these as eyeshadows as well. It's more tealy than I expected. Let's see the other one. This is the shade Steel. Oh, look at this one. It looks rippled. It just looks like a shimmery version of that color. There it is, sheared out, a little touch there. Pretty. Okay, I think I'm gonna do a little eyeliner with this shade, the shade Slate. And this is the matte version. I'm using my Smith 205 brush. I love these things so much. It makes me so happy every time that they launch more colors, just because they're so versatile. Hopefully this doesn't blend into the orange, just because that'll make like a weird color since they are complementary. I'm just going to take this little ColourPop E10 brush and I'm going to try blending some on the lower lash line. My under eyes look so bad, I cannot deal. I don't know if I'm liking this direction. I feel like you would maybe like this more if you weren't from Edmonton and you don't see this color combination everywhere you go. And then for my inner corner highlight, I'm going to take this Skylight shade from the palette, which feels like kind of chunkier than their normal eyeshadows. It's kind of falling apart a little bit. But on the eye, holy crap, that is so intense. That's really pretty though. Okay, I'm just going to quickly catch this up to speed real quick and I'll be right back. I made a very random decision and I decided to blend it into my waterline as well. And I feel like I like the look a lot better now just because I've been really into these types of eyeliners recently. They're very trendy at the moment. And I actually tried to find other colors of the Pro Longwear paint pots on the MAC site, but I couldn't find them. I wanted to see their entire range because they did send me a couple shades, but not all of them. I don't know if I'm a super fan of this orangey color. I don't know, I struggle with orange eyeshadows sometimes. I feel like they don't look the most flattering on my skin tone or something, or maybe I just overuse them in my life. I'm not sure. But anyways, it's time for mascara. My eyeshadow look is a little rough around the edges. Not going to lie, today I'm a little bit embarrassed. Don't look at them too closely. But now for mascara, I'm going to be trying this Lancome Lash Idole mascara. It's their newest one. It has a silicone banana wand, and I did curl my lashes, so here we go. I haven't tried a Lancome mascara in so long. I feel like those are some of their star products for sure. They know how to create a good mascara. I feel like lately it's been the year of mascaras. So many of them have been launching. I'm getting it everywhere, what the heck. It's definitely a lengthening one because my lashes keep touching my eyeshadow. I need to adjust my angle here. It's a little bit more of a drier consistency. Very, very lengthening. I don't know, I kind of feel like it's trying to be volumizing at the same time, but it's making my individual lashes look like I only have a couple of them. It's giving me spidery vibes. Here are the eyes all finished. I kind of feel like the eyeshadow is already starting to kind of crease or disappear from my crease. It doesn't look very even on my lid. And I did kind of have a little difficulty with the melt eyeliner. I think that's because I was working on top of another cream shadow and down here was already a disaster. So I feel like that wasn't the best representation of this. I feel like it's the same formula as I launched onto my desk. I just feel like I had a little bit more struggle today. But overall it looks pretty good if I'm far away. What do you guys think? I'm just going to quickly line my lips with the Cosmetics Fawn lip liner. For my lips, I have these one-piece lipsticks from JULIAA. I wanted to go for something a little bit more rusty just to match the vibes of the blush and the eyes. So I have these two shades here, Kung Fu Punch and Rumble Cinnamon. And I know my brother loved One Piece. It's like an anime, I believe. So he was very excited for this collection, even though he doesn't wear makeup. Okay, so I have two formulas here. One's more matte and the other is more glowy. The Rumble Cinnamon shade is right here and the other one is Kung Fu Punch. I kind of feel like this one might be nicer and a little bit softer since I have some more intense things happening on my face right now. So I'm gonna pat some of this one on. I really love their lipstick formulas. They're so nice. Oh yeah, that's a cute color. A lot happening on my face right now. Okay, so here is the final look with my hair down. I do have some thoughts. I know that this look isn't my complete favorite. Not my favorite look I've ever done, that's for sure, but I do like some points and I think it was a good representation of the products. So I'm gonna go through all of the products and give you my first impression thoughts. And before I get into them, of course, keep tuned for my monthly roundup video because in those videos I discuss my final thoughts after I test all of these products out for a couple of weeks. but it's always fun to give you my first impression thoughts. So first off, with the Becca Light Shifter Doing Tint, I feel like I'm gonna have to try this out a couple more times, but I do like what I see so far. Under my foundation, it looked really nice. I'm just a little hesitant to give you like a good review because I did put on this Buxom highlighter, which I'll talk about in a minute. So I feel like that kind of disrupted the vibe. I wish I just sandwiched my foundation with this just to see its finish alone. But from what I see right now, I do like it and I feel kind of hopeful about the product. Next, moving into the foundation, which was the Sunshine Skin Tint from Milk, the updated version. I did really like this so far. It is really glow-giving, but not at the point where it's greasy. I do really like how it's quite buildable as well, and I like how it didn't feel as thick and balmy as the original. So I'm excited to continue using this. I feel like my skin looks really, really good. It didn't accentuate any of my dry spots. It made me look really nice and hydrated, which I always enjoy. So that's another product that I feel very excited and hopeful for. Now moving on into the powders. So this is the first product where I am really not a fan. I didn't like how it made my under eyes look, and I tested it with a concealer that I've been loving and using for years, and this just made it really clump up together and make my under eyes look really textured. And it's also really texture enhancing in the center of my face and on my forehead. Like, my skin looks really, really old, very texture enhancing, and it's like accentuating all of these little wrinkles I have or my skin texture. Really, really not excited about that. I don't think I'll be using that as a setting powder anymore. And it does have these little glitter flecks that I'm just not a fan of. I feel like my skin looks not great in the areas where I put that. But the one I used as a bronzer, I do really like the way it looks as a bronzer though. I don't know how to explain that, but it does look great in those areas that I bronzed up. Maybe I'll give you a closer up shot so you can see what I mean with my forehead. I don't know, it just looks like shiny, but it's matte and like very textured. Same with right here, like I can see my pores from right here and I usually can't see that. It looks really, really bad. Like I look metallic, right? That's what it is. I look metallic. I'm gonna have to try this powder again as a bronzer sometime, maybe with a different foundation so I can see it more clearly. But for it as a setting powder, big no for me. Next, for the highlighter from Buxom, this is a no from me. It felt more like an eyeshadow formula. Like even when you swatch it, it does that effect. I don't know, you can see that some of the product kind of gathers up. It just feels like a satin shadow, and I don't like those kind of textures for a powder. This one really gathers up and it feels very velvety, which really accentuates skin texture, and also was a shade that I don't see myself wearing. It was very 2015 vibes. Following up was the ColourPop blush. I really love the color of this. I think it's really cute. This packaging is always so hard to open though. But I do find that this one is also very texture enhancing. I don't like the finish of it. It has too many layers of glitter and shimmer in here that I feel like it just doesn't make my skin look smooth. The base color though is very dreamy. It's such a cute color. I just don't like how texture enhancing it is. And I don't know, I feel like there are better, more affordable blush formulas that don't look like this. I don't know. Next up, for the Belle Epic Pro Longwear Paint Pot. I don't know if I'm liking what I'm seeing right now. I did prime my lids with one of my favorite primers for my oily eyelids, but I feel like it's like starting to kind of crease a little and it doesn't look very great. Not a favorite. I don't think I'll be reaching for it, if I'm completely honest. Maybe I'll try out one of the other shades I have here, but for this one, I don't know. It doesn't compare to these guys from Smashbox, the Always On Cream Shadow, nor does it beat my Rare Beauty liquid shadows. I feel like this one really doesn't stand out to me. The only way I would see myself using it is as an eyeshadow base to enhance like another orange eyeshadow or something. But now moving on to the Melt Cosmetics Ultra Matte Gel Liner. I do really love these, and this color is really nice. I like how it has more of like a tealness to it for a blue. I don't know, I really, really like it, and I do really love these products. These are some of my all-time favorite Melt Cosmetics products, so I'm always happy to have another color. It works really nice. I love how matte these ones are. They last super long. It was pretty easy to work with, although I did have some issues in the areas where I have some powder, and I had issues right here where it was kind of blending in to the orange. So I had to add another layer, and I started to see that it kind of got dry, but that's just because I have 3 layers of drying cream shadows on, I believe. So keep tuned for the video where I use the Blueprint palette. I might use these ones in there as well. Now moving on to the Lancome mascara. I feel like I'm going to have to try this one again just because I realized I did have some of that gel liner on my lashes, so I feel like maybe that disrupted the application. So I don't feel comfortable with saying that this is a good mascara or a bad mascara just because I did have something that was like messing it up a little bit. I had some of that blue on my lashes, so I'm gonna use this in my next video and I'll give you a more concrete opinion. But right now it's not my favorite. I feel like my lashes look a little lackluster and a little spidery, but you guys let me know, what do you guys think? And finally, for the lip color, I do like this texture. I think it's a cute color as well. I feel like it's a more summery color. Is it the most exciting lipstick I've ever had? No, but it is a cute color. All in all, I think my makeup looks pretty good. I just got a little bit picky there. You let me know what you guys think of today's makeup look. But that is all for me today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it and found it fun and helpful. If you did, please give this video a like. It would help me out so very much. I'll make sure to link all of these products in the description down below so you can check them out. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Love you. Bye.